Hello, it's the Quinn Show here. I don't have a whole lot of time, and I didn't think I'd have time to make a video actually, but about a week ago or so, I got a message on YouTube from Crazy Moth Boy about he just bought the game and he didn't know what to do. And obviously you can see there's a play tutorial level option, but it's not there yet. And Notch is going to add that eventually, but he wasn't sure what to do, and hopefully I'm not too late, but I figured I'd go ahead and make a one-day video, and it's just going to be me going through one complete day just getting ready for the first night. So I'm going to try and make this as straightforward and easy to understand for new people as possible. And I just wanted to do this now while I had some time. So the first thing I'm going to do is just show you what I have the game set at. I've got the music at 30%. You can have it louder if you actually want to listen to it, but since I am recording videos and stuff, I didn't want it to get in the way. And then also view bobbing. I actually have that off. On default it's on whenever you take a step forward, like your head will go up and down, kind of like if you're walking in real life. I have that turned off, but limiting frame rate, that's just so that I'm not using too much of my CPU to run the game, and then I have it on fancy graphics. And I would say if it's your first time, normal difficulty is not too hard. There's also hard, peaceful, and easy. Peaceful, there's no violent mobs at all, and you regenerate health over time, so if you're really scared of mobs or something like that, I'd play on peaceful, but otherwise I always play on normal. And then everything else I just keep the same. So I'm generating a level. As you can see, whenever you click on one of your new saves, it's going to say generating level, because it's making the map for you as you create it. So you could be on a map that looks exactly like this, or you could be on top of a snowy mountain. Typically you spawn close to the water, or at least at, relatively sea level. But the first thing to do is just kind of look around and see what's around you. I just want to remember that I spawned right here in this little area right here, so what I'm going to do right off the bat is I'm just going to pick up some sand and put some blocks just right here. That's not the exact square I spawned on, but just so I know that I spawn right in this area. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the controls, I guess. You can edit your controls here. I would leave it as it is. I actually have my sneak button changed to left control instead of left shift, but that's not going to make a large difference. And then WASD to move, it's almost like using arrow keys, only it's over on the WASD keys. And toggling fog, if your game tends to run slow, you might want to toggle the fog a few times. You won't be able to see as far, but it won't render as much of the map at once, so it may run faster. So first thing you want to see, the sun is right there, and it's rising, and it's going to get up halfway across the sky, and that's going to be noon, and then it's going to go down, and that takes 10 minutes. So what you want to do is get as much done in that 10 minutes as you can. And it looks like I've got a fairly interesting little save here. I can see some bamboo over there. There's some pigs over here. Pigs are what you want to kill for food. And I don't really need any food right now, but I'll go ahead and kill one. Left click to punch or place a block. Actually, it's not place a block. It's punch or break a block. As you can see, whenever you're punching a pig, you're not doing a whole lot of damage to it, but after a while he'll die. And that one didn't drop anything. But that's how you kill a mob. And then typically a pig will drop either 1 or 2 pieces of meat. That one dropped none. Let's see how many this one drops. You want to be careful too, if you get into water, you don't want to run out of breath because you'll start taking damage. And that one didn't drop any meat either, so I'm going to go ahead and forget about the pigs for now. The first thing that you need to do to start making tools is get wood, which you get wood by breaking down a tree. So I'm going to go ahead and go up to this tree and just left click on it and start punching it. And you can see whenever you start punching the tree, it starts to change color a little bit, it breaks apart, and then the pieces of log fall on the ground and you'll pick them up. And then you see at the bottom of the screen I have my hearts, and then underneath of that is your hotbar. And it went ahead and put the logs into the first slot. So you can see, since the logs are in my first slot, I have logs in my hand. And you switch through your hotbars with either the number keys above your WASD keys on your keyboard, or you can use the mouse wheel. And so it also dropped the sapling, which if I plant that and wait a few days, it'll actually grow into a tree just like those. So I'll go head over to this tree, and just to get your basic tools, I like to get about 10 pieces of wood, 10 logs to start off with. That's usually enough to get a crafting bench, which I will show you first, and then you can get enough wood to make some of the basic tools that you need. And I went ahead and got 11 there. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to check. It's almost high noon, not quite, so we got about 5 more minutes left in the day. I'm going to hit I, and that pulls up my inventory, and you can see my character has a skin. Your character won't look like that, but that's mine. And you see this crafting square up here. If you click and drag your logs up there, you'll see it makes 4 planks. So 1 log is 4 planks. And you have to turn logs into planks to actually use it. You're taking a raw material and turning it into a craftable material. So I have 44 planks now, and the first thing you want to make, if you pick up the full stack and then right click in each of these squares to just put 1 plank in each square, you'll make a crafting bench. And then if you put that down in your hotbar and you go to the first item, I'll go ahead and make my little setup right here. And you right click on the ground to place something. That's how I put the sapling right there. Right click, and I have a workbench. Now you can see if you right click on the workbench, then you have a 3x3 crafting grid. So you need a workbench to make some of the more important stuff, because you only have a 2x2 grid whenever you're in your inventory screen. So first thing we're going to make is sticks. If you put 1 plank above another, you can make 4 sticks. Then we go ahead and put the sticks back into the crafting grid, and we'll make a shovel first. Put 1 plank above 2 sticks, and that equals a shovel. And then we'll go ahead and make a hatchet. So that's the basic setup for a hatchet right there. And then you click and put those down in your hotbars, and now I've got a shovel and a wooden hatchet. So I'm going to go ahead and dig down. I'm going to go ahead and dig down right here. I'm gonna dig in right here. So as you can see, I dug this little hole inside the ground right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and break my workbench. You break it just like you'd break any other block, and you'll pick it back up afterwards. And then if I go down in here, I'm gonna dig this out a little bit bigger and put my workbench down here. As you can see, my shovel just broke. That's what happens whenever you use it so many times. So I went ahead and made this little hideout, and what I can do at nighttime when it comes is I can just fill that up, and you can see it got really dark inside. But that'll keep you safe for your first night. It's nothing fancy by any means, but it will keep you safe. And actually, I'll go ahead and cut some more wood. I've got some time. I'll show you how to make a door instead of filling it in with dirt. If we go ahead and get a few more logs, we'll go ahead back down into my little cave that I made. And then, as you remember, we have to turn our logs into planks. So I have 54 planks now. If we put 2 vertical columns of planks next to each other, we can make a door. So I can go on the outside of this block and place the door, and now we've got a little door, and if we right click on it, it opens. You can right click to close it again, and we've got a little door. A little bit more like a house. It's still just a hole in the middle of the earth, but it's better than nothing. And just to make it look nice, I'm going to go ahead and fill that back in like this. So, I don't have a whole lot of time left, but what I can do is make a mining pick. And what that's going to be important for is breaking anything that is made of rock. Like you can see the floor of my house is a type of stone. You can only break that easily with a pick. You could break it with your hands, but it would take a while. So I'm going to go out real quick. It's going to be kind of dark in my house, so I want to see if I can find maybe some coal somewhere. And since this isn't really a very rocky area, I don't think I'm going to see any. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I don't want to get too far away from my house. Let's go walk around a little bit. So this is a fairly interesting landscape. I've never actually seen one that looks quite like this before. Very sandy and a lot of water, but it also has dirt and some trees growing on it. So, looking for coal. What we'll do is if we find some coal, if we put a piece of coal on top of a stick, it'll make a torch. And I can already see that the sun's going down. So I don't think I'm going to have enough time. And I don't want to get too far away from my house when the night's falling. So I'm going to go ahead and head back. Basically, that's going to be our first night. Our first day, I'm sorry. It's going to lead into our first night. But that's essentially the fastest way and easiest way to stay safe, is to just make a bunker, or a lot of times I just dig straight into a wall and then put a door instead of digging down into the ground. But just remember, that's our spawn, and then pretty close we have our little safe house. And the nightfall is going to come, and it's going to be nighttime for 10 minutes. So that's going to be the end of this video. Hopefully that helped any of you that are new to Minecraft, and maybe if I get some more suggestions, I'll go ahead and make a second video, more of a tutorial type of thing like this one, and show what to do after you get your footing. But at any rate, thanks for watching. This has been The Quinn Show. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, because I will make more. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Upside down.